can get it right once. Get it right once. What did I say? If you don't believe these things, you will suffer. You can get it right at the first. How many of you here seated looking so fresh? In fact, his son can be watching right now because me and his dad, we are so, he might be watching like that. Sorry if I'm talking about your dad, though. I just want to, it's a good example to this thing I'm saying. Guess what? He was a local government chairman in Petumodu years ago in Inioluwa. Kai. One day, daddy was teaching us economics with gray hair. And we were making noise in the class, stressing Baba. He just said that. He said, it's not your fault. Andy Bean have utilized the moment. I will not be standing with you people. Then he just said it jokingly and he left. But I've been a very patient person in my life. I like to sit down with adults and learn. Everybody was shouting in class during breakdown. I went to go and meet daddy in the staff room. He said, what's going on? I said, Daddy, you said a statement in the class that shook me. He's a senior boy. He said, what can I do for you? It's SS2, I remember. I said, Daddy, even those, the rest of the people in the class, they are just shouting, they are stupid set of people. Me, I'm wise. There is more to that statement you made jokingly. Then he said, follow me. So we now went to the last floor. Because our school, if you know CK, very last floor. He said, go and picture. I picture, sat down. He said, let me tell you my story. I became a local government chairman at the age of 23, 24. He said, those years, there's no transfer. So they pay us money in cash with bribe and everything. Say, so if I don't come home at all, every night, if there's no money at all, if there's no bribery at all, I come, as at that year, he said I come up with 10,000 naira. How much is one estate? How much is 10,000 naira at 18 something? Google it. 1990 something. He said, what life did I not chop? We carried women, alcohol. He said, the mistake I made was that I have forgotten that I will not always remain relevant. He said, after a while, table just turned. And life, now I'm an economics teacher. He said, if I was still hot, if I'm still hot during my days, he said, I can buy this school. He said, my wife advised me, family was advising me I should tie down whatever money I'm receiving. I said, another one we come. Let's clap for Mr. Wende. He's old now. Maybe in his 80s, he should be, maybe if he's not dead yet. Very old man with grey, doing economics, collecting 30,000 naira salary. If you despise wisdom, you will pay the price for it. And can I tell you, this word is a very strange word. Inasmuch you are ready and willing to live with the consequences of your decision, nobody will force you. Do you know the way you are seated now in church, one day, this sermon will become too late because you will be married. Yes or no? If I'm married now, imagine you now, I'm now going to a conference and they are saying, before you say I do. No, is that sermon profitable to me? If I want to learn it, maybe I want to learn it from my children. Yes or no? So a point will come that this thing you are hearing, it will become 6 ways to pass JAMB. Can you still go to that class now? Talk to me. Some of you that you are failing in school now in your final year, that your CGPA is nonsense. Now they want to do a lecture how to graduate with a first class. Now you are in your second semester. Surely, can you go to that kind of lecture? What am I telling you? Make use of these words that when you still have the time to do it. Are you getting what I'm teaching you? You need to pay the price for wisdom. Submitting to counsel, paying the price for wisdom. It's not because you are foolish. No. It's because you want to be safe and make destiny advancing decisions. May that be your lot in the name of Jesus. So whilst I was busy studying what we are going to talk about, talking about marital wisdom, I wrote here, there are certain kinds of mindset that we must have as men and women to have a peaceful and a working marriage. Please write this down. Anything working and working well is not automatic. If you are writing, anything working. W-O-R-K-I-N-G. Anything working and working well is not automatic. It's because the people involved are working as well. That is why it is working. Let me take it again. Anything working and working well is not automatic. Any career that is working well, marriage that is working well, academics that is working well, spiritual life that is working and rich, anything that is working well is not automatic. It's because the people or the persons involved, they are working well. That is why such thing is working. There's a lot of working in that statement. Don't be confused. Probably English, we call it tautology, or if I'm right, it says repetition. Peculiar. Where is she? Is it tautology? Or just take it like that. Even though it's against grammatical prowess, but it's inclined in the spirit. So follow the spiritual reality, live English. Anything working and working well is not what? Automatic. It's because the people involved or the person involved is working well. That is why. So look up for 1 minute. If your destiny is working, it's not automatic. It's because you are paying the price. Prayer is just a foundational price. There are other prices you need to pay. Your education is working well. It's not working because you afford. Go and ask every first class student. They will tell you the price they needed to pay. Ask a man in business doing fine. Ask somebody in ministry bouncing and in the glory of the Lord. Anything you see that is working is because the person involved or the people involved, they are working. They are zealous, passionate to see it work. So no result is by luck. Let me take that again. No result is by what? In this kingdom, we are not to live our life based on luck and chances. What we be is a foul statement. If it is my own, it will come to me. It's a rubbish statement. If God wants me to have it, it will come on his own. He say, why can't you say if God wants me to be a graduate, he will come and meet me in my mother's house? Don't do jam. For your education and anything that is not working in your life right now is because you don't know how to make it work, or you know how to make it work but you are lazy to engage the principles that make it work. It's as easy as that. So anything working and working well is because the person or the people involved, they are working as well. That's why it's working. Nothing happens automatically. If I've not lost you, say amen. Now listen carefully. This is a powerful mystery that can deliver a family, and it can even deliver your destiny. Every working marriage is a product of working spouses. Any marriage you are envying, that the husband and the wife, they are working, everything is going well. I'm not talking about working to hell. No. Do you understand what I mean by working? I said, do you understand what I mean by working? That things are going fine. That's what I mean by working. Any working marriage is a product of working spouses. Please write that down. Working and laboring to see it work, it is a combined effort. Any marriage that is working fine is because the people involved, they are working. Believe what I'm telling you. The moment one partner is not putting in the work or the effort to make it work out, that is the beginning of the problem to that system, even if that system is married. A church is made up of a lot of people. We have the pastor, we have the HODs, we have the pastors, we have the ministers, ordained, assistant pastors, and all these cadres and hierarchy. If only the pastor wanted to work, but the ministers and the HODs are not doing their work, no matter how anointed the pastor is, the church growth will still be limited. Yes or no? So if the church is working, it's not working because the pastor alone is anointed. It's working because people that are involved in that system, they are doing their part. Do you get what I'm telling you? So if you see a marriage that is working, it's because number one, the husband, the wife, and if in cases where it applies, the children, it is a combined effort. The moment one partner is reducing in effort contribution to make it work, that is the beginning of the problem. Please listen carefully. Nothing works automatically. Please pay attention. Nothing works automatically. All hands must be on deck. Everybody must be ready to pay the price to make it work. And for things to work, there are 5 questions that must be answered. This is my main message. Nifem, stand up. There are 5 questions that must be answered. If you have not sincerely answered these 5 questions, I can predict that marriage is either it will break or it won't last. Either which way, it won't work. There are 5 pro-advancing questions that must be answered. And as I'll be reading out these questions, it might look funny. But if the person you are trying to, well, by the time your marital season opens, and let me even do a backdate study now. Please listen to what I want to say. This is just a little bit of digression, even though it's still in line with marriage. If your marital season is not opened, no matter the choice of marriage you make, it will still fail. Except you get to 9 months, oh pregnant woman. No matter how you push, the baby still won't come. But what happens when pregnancy gets to 9 months? You are making wrong marital choices so far because you are not in that season yet. Pastor, how will I know? That is where a rich prayer life comes in. That is where a word study life comes in. That is where a rich spiritual life comes in. He said he was in the wilderness until his time of showing forth. Joseph was in the prison until his word came. If you have not entered your marital season, I don't care how good, what do you, and let me help some of you here. Do you know as you are seated here, are you with me? Do you know in your eyes like this, you already have factors that will convince you that the guy or the lady is a good person? Yes or no? Talk to me, yes or no? Especially if you're a Christian sister that fear God small. There are some of you here, if a Christian sister, some of you are mild Christian sister and some of you are empty. There's difference. There are some of you seated here that you so fear God that if somebody that is doing Yahoo, tint hair, is that okay? Come to you right now. Some of you will not you will not go and pray to God and say, is it God's will? Immediately you know this one is not for me. There are some of you like that. That's the first category of women. The second category of women is that there are some of you with tinted hair, is a Yahoo boy. I think we can still work out. Show to you. Now, if you are in the second category, I can predict your future. You will end up as a single mother. It's not a cause. No, don't say pastor. No, it's not a. I'm telling you, it's a law. It's a either you. I don't know. Either there's this light you are looking at. There's a switch under this engine. The switch will not respond to me because I'm the pastor of the church. Will it? Anybody that goes there and press that switch, either you're on fire or not, what will happen to the result of this light? It will. So the principles are not respecter of person. If you set it in motion, either you're on fire or not, you will see result. There is a consequence component. I've taught you the power of decision. There is a consequence component that follow any decision. You have power to control your decision, but you don't have power to choose your consequence. You don't have that power to choose every decision so as you are celebrating a decision, as you are embracing a decision, you are indirectly embracing the consequence that follow. So we can look at your decision, I'm telling you, with accuracy and precision, we will know where you will end up. It's as easy as that. So if you're a Christian sister, some of you are like, if Satan want to finish you, he knows that your spirit is so inclined to God. So if he's bringing a complete unbeliever, your spirit will flag it. You won't even go to God and say, God, there are things, and we used to give this example a lot, and I will give it again. There are things now, if you want to do, some of you that you are trained by parents that has weapon of mass destruction, slippers, and slap. You are so in line with them that they don't need to tell you yes or no. It is by looking. Yes or no? So there is a way you can walk with God. As you are about to ask God, what do you think? You already know his answer. Now, this is a very high spiritual intelligence. If you have not built a prayer life, you can't reason what I'm talking about. That, Pastor, do you mean that I can be so inclined with God like that the same way my mommy will use eyes to talk to me without opening her mouth, and immediately you will know her response? That you, Pastor, are you saying I can be so inclined with God that as I'm coming to God with that decision and saying, God, what do you have not yet finished that statement. You already know his answer is no. Don't ask me how. It's a knowing. So if I come to your house now, the fact that I don't know your mom, I don't know your dad, if they look at me the same way they are looking at you, you will understand they are looking. But me, I'll be ignorant. Yes or no? So it takes relationship component and intimacy. To some of you, look at this evening now. Bro Philip came late. He didn't want to kneel down. And I just stood there. I didn't say anything. He was coming and he wanted to stand. I was just looking at him. He took away his eyes. Look at me again. I'm still looking. Then he went back and go and kneel down. Question: you are able to decode. I didn't talk. So some of you as a worker, before coming to me, if I carry this matter go pastor, I know say you no go agree. You already know. So there are times God can use human being as Holy Ghost factor. That what you are coming to ask me, maybe it is yes or no. I have placed a man over you. If he can agree, my hand is there. Don't let me tell pastor. So you already know pastor will not agree. If you go to God and go and be praying for God's opinion, you will have the same answer. So because you know that pastor will not agree, what do? Talk to me now. What do you used to do? Can I tell you? If some of you believe this is not human worship, this is how God has designed it. If every of your decision can be predicated upon this thing I'm doing, this thing I want to do, if pastor should catch me, will he say well done? Or he will say you are in trouble? If you can live your life on these two bases, you will make good choices. As simple as that sounds. So there's no even need to. There was a time I wanted to make a decision. Then I told my spiritual father. I said, let me to pray to God. He said, nah. He said, God is so busy with a lot of things. Leave him. I can handle this matter. So I snitched on my spiritual father. And for 9 years, I was in error. I speak in, believe what I'm telling you. Things can be working and yet you are still in error. Are you listening? So, as a Christian lady, Satan finds out that you will flag them. Guess what he will do? He will send men to your way that are goat but in sheep clothing. They pray in tongues like you. They fast like you. They can even be a leader with fire, dangerous sulfuric tongue. And yet, that's a devil. So can I tell you, do you think you have a future without the seeing eyes and the discerning spirit? You will embrace Satan. You don't know man. Don't worry, we are getting somewhere. So if you fail to answer these 5 simple questions, which nobody literally, we all assume we know the answer. But I can tell you, based on research of people that have failing, they come up that we find out that we failed or are failing because this 5 question was not honestly answered. Number 1, write this down. Do I want to get married? If you are typing, if you are writing. First question, do I want to get married? Do I really want to get married? You have to be sincere. This is the first question that must be answered sincerely as individuals. If we are going to build a steady home of peace and glory, do you want to get married? It looks simple, but that question must be answered. And don't you dare assume that it's everybody that wants to be married. There are people married today because, well, pressure. when you are done with school, your mommy is already asking, don't you have, some of you in final year now, well, some of your parents will start asking you strange questions. And your mommy chasing you around, say you must not have boyfriend. Now you are shocked. She's asking you, what's going on? And you are shocked. Pastor, it's like my parents are under attack. I said, what's going on? He said, for years they have been beating me. I remember the first boyfriend I had, they nearly killed me in this house. Now I made up my mind, no boyfriend again. But now I'm done with NYC, and now they're on my case, calling me every day. Bo Wanibai. They are following my status like a monitoring spirit. If I post a normal brother doing birthday, they say, is he the one? It's not. Just like John. The one coming after me is greater. Whose latchet of shoe I cannot lose. Oh, I baptize you with water. But the person coming after. Some of you are in 100 level, you can't even imagine that. Pastor, you think my mommy will ask me, don't worry, you are growing. Pastor, I don't believe my mommy. Don't worry, you are growing. The day they enter, they will call you into the kitchen. In the middle of the night, early in the morning, a strange call. You think it's something important. Then they will start their discussion by giving you a very crazy adage. They say, if a child. Clap for yourself, Jesus. Some of you are already in that junction. Okay, you are not in that junction. How many of you are in that junction? Final year people. I said final year people. Are you already in that junction? Nobody is talking. I said final year people. Are you already in that junction? You don't know. Okay. And let me tell you this. Please listen carefully. Let me tell you this. No, you need to answer that question sincerely. Do I really want to really that if I'm allowed to do what I want, do I really want it? If you marry somebody that doesn't want it, that enter into it because of what people are saying, do you know that there's going to be problem? What happens when there's trouble in that home? What will they do? They walk away. So it must not be. It must not be one party. It must be. That's why it is dangerous. Say, I love you. That's what it must be a combined something. You are not getting what I'm talking about. Remember my first introduction. Anything working is because people involved are working to see it work. So if you are yet to answer that sincere question, you will be married to somebody that is not interested, and at the end of the day, if it to bad break, maybe you are the one that wanted to work. I have my life built before you came into the scene. I have other things. You must answer that question. And if I ask some of you now, deep down you don't want it. And I will tell you why some of you don't want it. Because you grew up from families whereby you never see any advantage in getting married. The experiences surrounding your life to your present age. In fact, your Facebook social media account is either you are seeing messages of husband that kill wife that kill husband rape. That's all the thing you are consuming online. So the moment you see somebody divorce, that's the message you are posting. Shebi, I'm telling you, these people, that marriage is a scam. All these are the things you are consuming and consuming and consuming if they say somebody is doing 30 years on, you say lie, no, you don't know. Something intrinsic. There's an intrinsic feeling that is telling you that I don't want this thing. Can I tell you, Pastor? Should I really want it? Marriage is not by force. You can be single and still enter heaven. You can be single and successful. Because at the end of the day, you find out that marriage is not your destiny. What did I say? No, marriage is not your destiny. That's why if you're a failure before you enter into it, you will still be a failure in it. It's as easy as that. And the way African culture is being designed, especially to young ladies, right from 3-year-old, 2-year-old, 5-year-old, any small mistake, is this how you will do in your husband's house? So women has been conditioned that there's no life outside the husband's house. If some of you go home now, you are sweeping and the floor is not clean. How many of you have heard that before? Don't lie. I've chopped slab before and beaten, all because our small generator needed to be serviced and I can't do it, and my mommy beat me for it. He said, so when you marry, they've sent me into 3 days dry fasting, all because I don't know how to prepare charcoal pot. How to put charcoal inside this thing and light the tea. Then I said I can't do it. He said, when I'm married, there will not be charcoal of any kind. Then she give me 3 days dry. It's as though she was prophesying to my future. I said, no. I was a very stupid young boy as at that time. Believe me when I tell you. I said, so when in our house where we are doing firewood and all this charcoal, I said, this house we are so poor. So one day they said, go and prepare something. We want to cook beans, go and prepare. And I used more than 1 hour. I put pure water nylon, put a lot of things, smoke, and that thing has a way of disgracing you. The more you blow it, the more smoke. You put petrol, the thing just burn, boo, and die. You put kerosene. Then I said the charcoal is having trouble. And when my mom came to the scene, it was a slap and 3 days dry. I said, go and pray for wisdom. On what? To prepare charcoal? I've been slapped before because I don't know how to change bulb. I'm telling you why I needed to answer this question myself. Because anytime they come to our house, our family, in-laws and relatives, that they're having trouble with their marriage, I'm always happy because I say, is he a must? Have you seen? Now, one of my sisters gave birth. That time I was still young. My own sister gave birth. They said she had tears, that they had to cut something, if you understand what I'm talking about. So when I was one that drove to the hospital to go and pick them. I drove, parked, and said, oh yeah, ball now. And they said, Inioluwa, okay, she can't walk. They said I should go and carry her. Then I carry my sister. And for 2 weeks, my sister cannot open leg. She was walking like this. Then she will sit on hot water. And you understand what I'm talking about? I now called her in the night. I said, Shofi Shein. Ede to be second born. Then I went to my mom. I'm telling you what I've done. I said, you need to pray for me because I will not give birth in life. She beat me. You know African women? Lay hands and start rebuking demons. Called our pastor. He needs on that. And when we got to church, our pastor asked me, he said, I said, look at the problem my sister is facing now. All because of one child. She's in pain for close to 1 month now. Leg has refused to open. And they said the pain, and she see, and you people, I said, is this what you went through to give birth to us? They say, she didn't come out be money. I'm telling you reality. But God has a way that no matter the pain the woman feels, once she sees the baby, what happened to the memory of the pain? I will not give birth again. I will not. 2 years later, but I'm telling you. Somebody has said, Pastor, when will you give birth to second born? I said, I'm more afraid than the woman. Me, I'm telling you, me. To God be the glory. Jesus. Some of you don't plan to be responsible. That's why you are like that. If you know that being responsible comes with stress. I'm telling you, I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm telling you, you have to agree. Do I forget the day of wedding that you are wearing a white gown up and down? I went to my pastor's wedding. On that Saturday, after we finished the wedding, I saw somebody off. Whilst I was trekking back, I saw a man with 2 bottles of trophy. It was I. Stand up if you are kneeling down. It was I. And he said, I didn't know. I don't know why people just like to talk to me, stranger. I said, guy, how are you? I said, I'm fine, sir. I said, you two, you are married? I said, yes. I said, this wedding is wow. I said, we'll give glory to him. He said, some people used to, but he said, I have a friend. He borrowed 3 million to do wedding. Now they have arrested him. And he's doing 15 years in jail now. He said because the people that borrowed the money, they said they forgot the case, they can't do court case. He said, fee. It was just as it was high with bottle. Holding one, holding one. He have drank the tea to half. So we drink this one, drink this one. Have you seen it? I said it's foolishness now. Why will you go and borrow money, blah, blah, blah. I said, wedding. And I said, look at the wedding we came for. I said, you are from the wife's family. He said, yeah. Family, Yawola, I tell you what. I said, look at this wedding now. Everybody did everything. Loki, he said, well, this wedding they spend money. I said, they didn't spend because I'm part of the planning committee. He said, He said, but why is it that you are saying nobody should waste money on wedding? I said, you that you came for this wedding. Do you remember the name of the bride and groom? He said, that's true. On your wedding day, people don't care about your name. They don't. We are still in the wedding. I just met somebody. He said, oh, I don't even know the name of the person I came to sell it. That's what you want to kill yourself for. So I'm not talking about the wedding. Do you really want it? You need to answer the question in your heart. And many people that they say they don't want it, they are entering into fornication and all. Yes or no? I know one auntie, she's not married, she's single, and yes, she's doing fine. She has one houseboy servicing her engine. Most of them have dildos and sex toys. And yes or no? You know what I'm talking about. Will they post it online? Number 2 question. Write it down very fast. Just write number 2. Number 2. As a woman, am I ready to submit as commanded by the scripture? Am I ready to submit as commanded by the scriptures? And as a man, am I ready to love? Don't assume you know what I want to say. As a woman, am I ready to submit as commanded by the scriptures? And as a man, am I ready to love? This question sounds, let me take it again. As a woman, am I ready to submit as commanded by the scriptures? And as a man, am I ready to love? Now, this question sounds or looks so simple, but it has destroyed many homes today, and it is still destroying many homes. Do you have the slightest idea of what it means to submit? To be submissive is to endure. Write it down. To be submissive is to endure. To be submissive is to be flexible. To be submissive is to endure, flexible. To be submissive is to even communicate your opinion in a submissive manner. To communicate your opinion in a submissive manner. To be submissive means to endure, is to be flexible, to communicate your opinion in a submissive manner, and please write this down. This is very powerful. To be submissive means your achievement or position in the society never follows you inside your home. You drop it at the door. Let me take that again. To be submissive means that your achievement as a lady, your position in the society never follows you inside that home. That as you are entering that home, you are not entering as a CEO. Are you getting what I'm teaching you? You are not entering that your home as a medical doctor. You are not entering as a professor. You are not entering as a minister. You are entering as a wife. Please listen carefully. When women are in power, they are close to pride. Believe what I tell you. When women are in place of authority, and some of you think you are humble, you don't know what position can do to you as a woman. When you have a company and you have at least 30 men, married men, that you employed yourself and they are saying yes to you, there is this subtle temptation in your mind that when you enter your matrimonial home, Satan is telling you that your husband should be the 31st man that will bow and worship you. So you are not submissive until, no matter the accolades you are receiving from outside, no matter your position, no matter your achievement, when you get to the door of your house, you remove the crown. Do you understand what I'm talking? Do you remember that song? I lay my crown. And even for God to even take you serious, you have to drop your crown to worship. For your home to work as a man or as a woman, you need to drop. So when I'm at home, I'm not a pastor. There is high possibilities that if you see me, even if you don't want to go on your knees completely, you see, yes or no, just you. Then you now carry that mindset into your house, and you wake up as a Lord of hosts, anointed man of God, tongue talking, firebrand. In fact, you just saw 3 angels in an encounter. Then you expect your wife to come and say, you're real. And the woman just say, babe, what's up? Good morning, and walk away. Then you're like, what's going on here? What's going on here? Do you know who I am? I don't know what I'm talking. I hate that statement. That, do you know who? Now, if you are finding it difficult to agree with what I'm saying, stay in your mom's house. Don't marry you. Your husband will not join your employees to call you CEO. Because when you went, I married a wife, not a CEO. I married a man, not a pastor. You are a man before you become a man of God. Yes or no? You are first before you become. Yeah. So that's why when they want to write your qualification, if you are a CEO, will they put CEO or in bracket, or they will write your name and now open bracket? BSc, MSc. Have you seen things like that? It's to tell you that these things are subset. The real you is your name. Can I tell you? Do you know the height of being submissive? Go and look at why your mommy is still in that marriage. Mommy, let's walk out. Walk out of where? Walk out of. There are problems when you marry stupid people. There are problems that if it happens, you just need to go and be praying that God should change his heart. We were in a heat of a revival program in a church in Inioluwa years ago. Finished my own session, came back. Then the other pastor that ministered in other days, I just had a report from one of the indigenes that went there. He said, Pastor, any wala ma shele in church, wala no. He said, kilo shele. You know, white garment setting, they have somebody that used to prophesy. You understand what I mean? They said the husband entered the church with cutlass and chased her out. And now, he said, Pastor, as the man came with cutlass and chased her out, he said the church just began to pray. What kind of wicked man is this one? You don't even respect God. Blah, blah, blah. He said, Pastor, what do you think? I said, well, Timbatu saw about you. Say, me, I don't used to think the way you people think. I say, she used a Yoruba statement that the person is not that husband. But the person is carrying God's judgment on his head in the house of God. What's judgment? Georgini. You don't know God. Just for us to find out that the husband said, you are no longer going to church again. If you now step into church, God will see the wife as a rebellious person. So you will not understand what Bible means. That he said, who God has joined together. Let no man, let no church, let no title, let no. If you advise a married person, and yet that your advice led to the breaking of that home, you have paused your destiny. Do you understand what I just said? There are some of you that you are the best in advising married people. Uncle, no take that kind of thing from that your wife. And God, you are already programming a climate of fire and brimstone that came upon Sodom and Gomorrah. I called the pastor years ago. I now went to the church. I said, you need to teach this woman very well. God will honor this man. He's the head of the home. And submission implies that whatever, does a subject tell the head what to do? Can I tell you, in the real sense, submission is like slavery. It's just that the person you are just submitting to now gives you the permission to share in that power. Believe what I'm telling you. If you are not willing to be that submissive, don't enter into it. Oh. Whatever I want to do remains. If you told that there are many foolish people today dating people that are not interested in God the way they are interested in God. You are a foolish person. One of my sons came one time. Went to minister in the church. And they might know that both of them, they are together, when they introduce the person they are dating to you. And this is not a young person, so he's even due for marriage. I saw the one that is my son with jotter and Bible, taking note and writing the sermon. Then I'm looking at the girlfriend, just looking like this. But pastor, does it mean irú yín gan lè ń ba nǹkan jẹ́ fún wa? No do marriage. Go do your thing. I told him, I said, you can't marry this lady. I said, you can't. He went ahead and married. Because I will tell you the story. Because some of you always think, he said, what if she's listening? Imagine somebody bring you. Imagine as you are here like this. Some of you, if I'm not here. Somebody now bring you that wants to marry you. Or as a lady. You now brought the guy. And I'm teaching like this on a Wednesday. And you as the girl that happens to be my daughter, you are writing and taking, and the guy is just looking like this. Ayi bẹ̀rẹ̀ lẹ́tí máa yapa o. Ayapa latonilo ìwọ àti broda ẹ yapa lórúkọ Jésù. If you can't serve my God the way I'm serving my God, we don't have business together. Yes or no? We don't. And I cannot be sorry about it. Marriage is a long journey. I told her myself, I said, this lady, you are in church taking note. Your daughter is almost, she's just looking like this. As though that whatever we are doing, she don't get out. He said, Pastor, you don't. Now they are married, telling them, you can't take my children to the church with you. Go and do your God alone. That's what we are facing now. You saw me like that. I don't do notes in the church. I don't do Bible. She doesn't even have a Bible. When you people are in love, you become foolish. Is the pastor, does it mean we have so many people with Bible and jotter inside the church, and yet their behavior is benusong? We have a lot of people that are graduates, and yet there's no job. Why are you still in school? Why not say you will not go to school too? Talk to me. We heard that plane crash is happening. Does that mean that if you have visa now, you will not enter plane? Talk to me. I say, plane they crash, I know they go. But when it comes to marriage, when it comes to churching, pastor, people that are praying in tongues, all of them, they have a brand new song. Shut up. In the name of Jesus. They say we know their behavior. As they pray in tongues, they have one back and shut up. It's a family affair. Let the person that gives the tongue, he will know how to correct his people. You are a bastard in that union. It's a family. If they say a son stole, and they came to report to the father and say, blah, 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 blah. What will the father do? Thank you for reporting. We will talk to. And you are rest assured that no matter, they will correct you in love and chastise you, but you will not lose your family. School is a scam. You are there. You are crying to God now that God should change your GSC results. But you join them that this school said where there's no job, boy, you are in school. Why not send God? People that are traveling now, there's nothing there. Won't come waste. They are just wasting their money. Mumu, if you see scholarship now, you start packing your load the next day. You, even if it is as low as Egypt, there, or Lome. Say me, but you will share testimony and roll. Where are you traveling to? Well, Pastor, okay, about 7. Everybody says submissiveness. I'm starting with the women here because our generation is. Have you seen what is going on? Is that feminism? Is that we are sorry, we are what they do? They even have group now. Let no man tell you what to do. There's this actress I used to follow her. This lady you call Wumi Toriola. What's her name? I remember when that lady was still growing up. I guess her first marriage or so, she was busy ranting. In one interview, she said, I don't even mind being a second wife now. You don't know what happened to your life when you are 40 and there's no crown on your head. What naked is her? The Bible said a point shall come. 10 women will be fighting on one man. Don't marry us. Let us just bear your surname. Precious, what's going on there? Short the VH according. It's like some ladies are. Oh, what are you ladies doing to Precious? That response came from a bowel of pain and disappointment. If for every one male that is born, there are 100 women that is born.